get started with the one dip makeup challenge. My first ever challenge, so I'm not really knowing, I don't really know where to start. But obviously, rules are, you can only dip into a product one time, one dip, one pump, one swipe of a product, like whatever you want to sort of interpret it to. But yeah, one dip challenge, let's go. So I'm going to start by popping a little bit of the P. Louise base on my eyes. So one dip, I'm going to interpret this product one squeeze. So I go a little bit, one squeeze. That's what we got. That's what we're playing with. Okay. And I feel like I don't want to go with something, I don't know, do I go with something super defined and do I carve underneath my brows, or do I just go in with a sponge and just chuck it on? We're going to go with a sponge. So I've just got, this is just a Real Techniques beauty blender. I'm going to dip into the product. Would help if I had a little mirror, wouldn't it really, let's be honest. And we're just going to pat this onto my lids, and to be honest, I'm going to take it right the way into this inner corner and underneath just slightly. That was all good though, like you don't need a lot of this product because it's such a thick consistency, like a little bit goes a long way with it. So yeah, that has done us good. So that is our first step. Looking crazy, I know. My lips are so dry as well, like I feel like it's the weather. I've got like really cracked lips, right in the corners especially. Okay, second thing, we're gonna go back with P. Louise again. So P. Louise Cancelled Palette. I feel like this is gonna be the hardest bit, trying to do one dip into eyeshadows and make them blend good. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna give it a go, we're gonna try it. So I am gonna grab a blending brush. So I'm gonna go in, this is the T10 from Trigwell Cosmetics, plug. Gotta plug your brand, you know. Okay, so let me grab my little mirror. I am gonna go in, oh, what colour do I go in with? I'm gonna go in, excuse the state of this palette, because it's obviously, we love this in the shop. I'm gonna go in with this colour Media, which is like a nice neutral orange. And like, what's one dip into an eyeshadow? I feel like we can get right in there. We're gonna get our brush right in there. But obviously now we can't go back. We're not allowed back into that colour, honey. Okay, I'm gonna tap it off a little bit, even though I'm really scared. I don't really, do I want to tap it off? Do you know what I mean? But we're gonna go. So I'm gonna use this, and probably technique I'm gonna go with is just get a little bit onto each side, like this, maybe. Let's go with that. And then I'm just gonna start blending. So I'm just using the tip of the brush to just sort of, this is really pigmented. This palette is lush to work with, so to be honest, it's quite a good palette to do for this one dip challenge. We're feeling it. I'm gonna add this all over my lids actually. We're gonna just go with it. We're just gonna go in, make the most of that product. Now we're just gonna go in with a fluffier brush. This is just a random brush that I've got in my brush bag. I am gonna use this one here, which is called Hoax. I want to use this just to diffuse the edges, so we only need a little bit of this anyway. I'm going to show you on camera. So dip, that is done. This is going to be the hard bit, I feel like, because I like to dip like little bits at a time into my eyeshadows and work it in that way, like blend in. So I feel like I'm not blending with anything, and this is where I feel like it can go patchy really quick time. So yeah, it's going okay, we're working with it, it's gonna be fine. Right, mascara. I'm not really a mascara like lover. I don't really care that much about mascara, so we're just gonna go with it. This is just a Rimmel one, Rimmel Accelerator. So one dip. Let's get right in there. Right in there, right in there. And then that is us. I'm not gonna usually like scrape off the little bit on the end that pops off, but we're not gonna do that today. This is another thing I like to build up, so I do like to do a few dips of it when I'm working on myself. But yeah, these are Harmony lashes from Trigwell Cosmetics. Another sly little plug for you there. So let's get these on. I feel like this will be fine as well. I really love Harmony lashes because they're quite, I show you like that. So you can sort of see. They're quite like a gappy lash. So I've got my, this is duo, but obviously you can see the lid has like come away, the black lid. If we're gonna do one dip, I'm gonna have to be quite quick. So I'm just gonna figure this out. I'm thinking, I'm gonna measure this lash first. Ugh. And trim it down. Just to try and, because I'm not going to be able to dip back in. Do you know what I mean? So we're going to have one lash stuck on and one lash not otherwise. And that's not going to be a very good look, is it? Let's be honest. I'm thinking, do I like dip in and try and coat both lashes with the little brush that comes with it? Or do I dip in once and then put it on the back of my hand and then coat the lashes? What do I do? I'm going to say I'm going to put it on the back of my hand and try and do it that way. So one dip. Oh, there's hardly anything in here. That's not going to be enough. We're trying to spread this out like as much as possible. It's going to be crap. There's one. Let's try and like get as much off this one as we can. I've literally got the tiniest amount for the second eyelash. So I'm just gonna have to just work with it, spread it out as thinly as possible, and then because it's so thin and it's more of a quick drying glue, I'm just gonna have to work really quick and smash these on my face. Come on, Zoe, get them on there, quick, quick, quick time. Oh, it's not sticking in the inner corner. Come on. Like obviously the first one that I applied the glue to went on perfectly. But this one, not so much, because we were really, really running out of glue. It's just not sticking. There's nothing worse than a lash that doesn't stick down. I really want more. I really want more. I'm going to stick to the rules. I'm going to do this one dip challenge properly with a lash hanging off. Okay, next we are going to prime my face. I don't use like primers as such. So I'm going to go in, this is MAC Strobe Cream. I think it's like the original one, it's the pink light one. So we can have one squeeze of this. So one squeeze. We only need one squeeze anyway. Like I don't tend to use like a hell of a lot of that, because you just don't need it. And I am just gonna grab it all. Get a little bit on each bit of my face. To be honest, that was probably just like too much. I probably didn't need to go in that much with it. Oh, itchy brow, itchy brow. Ow, 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 itch that brow, girl. Just work into my skin. So we just popped on the strobe cream. We're gonna go in with foundation next. So I feel like I don't know what's gonna be best to apply this. Like what brush do I apply it with? Because obviously we've only got one pump. I'm going to go with a brush because I feel like a little bit goes a long way. Foundation I'm going to be using is the NARS Radiant Longwear, and shade that I use is Pale AF. DeVille. I think that's how you pronounce it. So, 1 pump challenge. This is definitely going to be a challenge, let me tell you. Because I'm like a full coverage kind of girl. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I don't want to do this. Okay, 1 pump. That's not enough. Let's scrape it, scrape it, scrape it. That much for my whole face. Are we actually joking? Like, you can see my skin. I'm really red. How are you gonna do this? I'm gonna try and do like a bit of a spread it on my cheeks. There, a little bit there, a little bit there. I'm gonna use my Trigwell Cosmetics T05. So this is a flat foundation brush. Oh, this is not gonna, I don't feel like this is gonna go well. So I'm just trying to like buff it in. I'm gonna leave the under eye area clear because we can cheat our way with that and use concealer to get extra sort of coverage and whatnot. I put way too much on this side. Like, this side is blending lovely. Guys, look at this lash. It's hanging off and I can't dip back in. What is that? What is that, please? Okay, so I'm going to go in now with concealer. I'm going to use the NYX Born to Glow in the shade Vanilla. So yeah, 1 pump of this or 1 squeeze of this. So it's got like the little like spongy bit on the top of it, which I feel like is a good and a bad thing, because obviously this is going to soak up a lot of product, but then good because I feel like I can get quite a lot of product. I can even just use like the bit of the sponge if I feel like I need to go back in with more. So yeah, we're going to try it. So 1 squeeze of this. 1 squeeze, 1 squeeze. I'm getting all of that off. That's quite good. That's 1 squeeze. A lot come out of that squeeze. So we can actually like double this up. We can use this to get an extra bit of coverage on my face. Like, you know, I'm actually going to use my sponge for this. So I'm going to dip into my hand. I've got a hell of a lot of coverage. I feel like I don't need that. Oh, see, like this is gonna help. This is gonna help. I am just gonna use this for the rest of the face. Like, even though this is a lighter concealer to what I would probably use like shade-wise for foundation. Beggars can't be choosers. You've got to be creative with this challenge, I feel. I feel like I look really strange because I've got no brows on. Usually for me when I'm doing my makeup, I do my brows first. But I thought I'd do them last or like towards the end, just because when I went in with my foundation I didn't want it to obviously take off any of the colour, and it's the 1 dip challenge. I can't dip back into it, so you know, I had to make a decision. So I'm going to go in with contour now. I'm going to be using the MAC Studio Fix and Conceal palette. So a cream contour. I'm just going to use like any fluffy brush. I really don't care that much. So I feel like this is going to be okay. I don't tend to use too much cream contour on myself anyway, just because I don't like to overdo it. So we're going to be fine with this. This bit is okay. So we've added that on. I'm going to go in with the Trigwell Cosmetics T07 brush. I'm just going to start buffing this in. So we've got a nice bit of contour going on there. I feel like this is going to be the challenging bit for me. So I am super oily, and I do like to powder like more or less everywhere on my face and set it. So this is going to be the challenge. So we'll see how oily I still look. So I'm going to go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. This is the translucent one, so it's totally like no colour to it. And then I'm going to use the Trigwell Cosmetics T06 brush. Okay, so obviously it's a pressed translucent powder. I should have grabbed my loose powder, but what can we do? So I'm going to just do my best with this one dip. How long can I get it in there? Like I'm getting it right in there. Like there's a fair bit on the brush, so let's go with it. I feel like I'm gonna have to just like dab a bit there, dab a bit there, and then just like work with it. That lash is getting worse. This is not too bad actually. I think because we did a really good dip in there, it's worked out really well. So powder actually worked out okay. Quite happy with it. I would have liked more because I'm super oily, like I said. So I would have liked to go in with like a little bit more, but it's worked out okay. The only thing that's really bugging me is that lash. That lash still. Now this one's popping off in the inner corner. That's cool. It's because I didn't put enough lash glue on in the first place. Like that one dip did not do it for me. Okay, next we want to set the contour and add a little bit of bronzer to the face. So I'm going in. This is the Morphe Glamour Bronze. And I just dropped my brush. So this is the Morphe Glamour Bronze in the colour Megastar. So this is very well loved. This is the little mirror that I've been using as well throughout. And I'm going to be using the T07. So one dip. Just get a good bit on my brush. That was the one dip. That's not too bad. That's not too bad for one dip. I'm not gonna do one little tap, Okay. Let's use a little bit there. We want to make sure we're making the most out of our product. I'm going to really lightly on the forehead because I don't like it too much there. And then I'm going to use the rest of it, whatever's like left on the brush and whatever else. We're going to use this just to buff that in. Not too bad, could be better. I feel like because there's not enough on there, I feel like it's going to go patchy. And like, you know, like there's nothing worse than a patchy bronzer, patchy contour. Do you know what I mean? We're going to pinch it small. Get it down the nose. We like the nose contour here. We're all for the nose contour here. Okay, next is my favourite part of any makeup application, and it's blusher. So I'm going to go in with the Doll Beauty Pretty Fly blushers. This one is called Costa del Doll. So let's open it up. It's just like a nice, I would say like a muted pink colour. So yeah, really pretty. It's a matte blusher, this particular one as well. And I'm going to use the Trigwell Cosmetics T03 brush. One dip of this. I feel like this is going to be okay as well because, again, with blusher, I feel like a little bit goes a long way. You can sort of blend it, but then the only thing is like I'm really into my blush. Like I'm a blush girl. Okay, one dip. I did like quite a hard dip. It's just tap it off once. We'll use the mirror that's in here. I'm just going to add onto the apples of my cheeks. Really lightly. I like to add just a little bit to my nose. So this is okay. This is a really pigmented blusher, so it's working out absolutely fine. So I'm just going to go in with this one, which is Laura Mercier Face Illuminator in the colour Indiscretion, and I'm going to use a Peaches and Cream PC17 brush. Not sure how this is actually going to go because I feel like with highlighter it's better to build it up with little tiny bits. So I'm just going to try and like smash like a good bit on my brush. One swipe, we'll see how it goes. Like it's okay, it's not come out super blinding or anything, but it looks like we've got highlighter on the face, so you know, it's worked out okay. It's not too bad. Usually I would use a pencil to do my brows, but I just don't understand how I'm gonna achieve like a half decent eyebrow basically with a pencil doing like the one dip challenge. Like I don't think I can be done with a pencil, do you know what I mean? So I'm I'm going to use an eyeshadow and a brush instead. So I'm going to go in, this is the Trigwell Cosmetics T12, so a super thin angled brush. I'm going to use my P. Louise Cancel palette because it's got some nice like cool tone brown in it. I'm going to go in with this one called Tail. Down by here, this one here. So we're just going to see how it goes with this. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out, so wish me luck. One dip, I'm literally going to do, I'm going to just coat to both sides of the brush basically. That's my one dip. And I just don't know how I'm going to do both eyebrows doing this. Just going to try. I've got really light eyebrows as well, so I'm just going to try and do like a little bit of powder through that one. And a little bit through this one. I think this is the hardest stage. See, look, I'm running out already. There's going to be zero shape to these brows, you do realise. They're not going to be the best brows I've ever done. Okay, I think that's as good as it's going to get. They're not my usual brows. I haven't really done any structure as such to them. I've just sort of like worked with whatever product I've had on there really. And yes, I know you can still see how vile the lashes look because they're not stuck down in the inner corners. Yeah, it's all in the name of fun. What are we going to do? Okay, so last stage is lips. I am going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Balm. This is in the shade Fenty Glow. So it's quite sheer, but I'm not fancying going for anything like major right now because we've got like a really bright under eye because obviously we put loads and loads of concealer. Bit of everywhere to give us that extra coverage. And obviously because I did the one dip challenge, I only dipped into the mascara once and yeah, forgot to do the lower lashes, so that's an issue. But yeah, we're gonna try this. So the last stage of the one dip challenge. So let's get loads on our little. I do quite like the Fenty, the little brush thing, you know, whatever it's called. Okay, so that is our one dip. We've popped it down the side. I'm gonna see how we get on. This is okay. It's working fine. Oh, there's loads on the back of the wand as well. Fenty, Rihanna, we love you. So that is it for the one dip makeup challenge. I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed doing it, to be honest with you. So definitely would like to do some more makeup challenges. If that's something that you want to see from me, then let me know down in the comments if there's any other challenges that you would like me to do. And other than that, make sure you've subscribed. Make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up. I would massively appreciate it, and I will see you next time.